Hey there, my friend. Have you ever had a day where you felt like no matter what, you couldn't get yourself out of bed? Or maybe you were able to get yourself out of bed, but you felt like everything you did wasn't extremely productive. Or maybe you were extremely productive, but you felt so burnt out. Or maybe you didn't feel burnt out, but you felt empty and unfulfilled. If you're anywhere along this pattern, along this spectrum, it's going to be helpful for you to understand the 4 steps or 4 phases of business consciousness. And by business consciousness, I just mean the consciousness that we all evolve into, specifically if we're on an entrepreneurial journey. This is so important to consider because a lot of us think of the 4th phase, which I'm going to call enlightenment or unity. We think of that as an end result in life. We think of meditation as some multi-lifelong journey where we'll only get to the results someday, maybe if we're lucky. And I've come to find this to be an extremely disempowering way of looking at the world. Disempowering because the power to be your greatest self isn't inside of you. It's actually exported into some idea of meditation or a guru or God or something that's outside of you. And so these 4 steps are something that we go through every single day, or we can go through every single day, and it's really the path to enlightenment. And when I say enlightenment, I just mean connection to your highest vibration ideas to create the most and affect the most change in the world and the lives of other people, thus bringing impact and income and prosperity and love and joy and relationships and happiness to your life. So that's a big promise. Let's get right into it. So the first stage of consciousness that for me is a natural default to fall into when I first wake up in the morning and I don't feel like getting up and I feel like junk is victim mindset. A lot of people live their whole life never knowing how to get out of victim mindset. Victim mindset is the world is way bigger than me, so why bother? Many times we'll feel this in bed where we have a lot of things to do or we regret something the day before as soon as we open our eyes and our mind starts to kind of take control for us. This is victim mindset. Some people live their whole life thinking that the story of whatever trauma they went through when they were a kid dictates their future. Victim mindset. If you go into a business with victim mindset, you're going to look to all of your customers, all of your partners, all of everybody around you to save you from your own shit. Victim mindset. It's a stage 1 of consciousness. From this place, it's really hard to be creative. It's really hard to serve anybody at any meaningful level, and your business will probably tank if you don't know how to get out of victim mindset. You probably won't build a business to begin with because you won't believe it's possible for you. Stage 2 of consciousness is what I would call like personal development consciousness, which is when you're no longer a victim, but you're stuck in go mode. You know, it's an empowering place. It gets you out of bed. It gets you energized. It gets you motivated. It helps you to see that if it's going to happen, it's up to you. You're going to pick your life up by your own bootstraps. And so to make the transition from victim to personal development mindset, or me first mindset, it's going to take listening to something empowering, listening to motivational videos, listening to some sort of input that is of a higher vibration than victim mindset. And that's useful. It's very powerful to apply those into your life. Another good way to continue out of victim mindset is to start a workout routine. You know, and if you're like so victimized that you really don't want to get your shoes on, the great way to start is to like let yourself be a victim. This is what I do sometimes. I let myself be like, I feel like shit. I'm probably not even going to go to the gym, but just for fun, to humor myself, I'm going to put shoes on. And just for fun to humor myself, still probably not going to go to the damn gym. I'm going to put a shirt on. I'm going to put my workout shirt on. Just for fun, I'm going to fill up my gym water bottle with water. And maybe I'll just drink a little bit of it, but I'm still not going to go to the gym. And when you go through those minor activities, all of a sudden you start to get momentum to start move into going to the gym itself. Very, very helpful strategy that kind of starts to get yourself out of that. Great tip is also to listen to motivational videos, like just literally type in motivation on the YouTube search bar while you're in that place of getting to personal development mindset. And so once you're at the gym listening to this high vibration stuff, or working out or going for a walk or whatever it is, moving your body, moving out of victim mindset, you're in personal development mindset, and you're going to want to take a lot of action from this place because you're getting inspired, which is great, which is really great. Except from this place, it's not sustainable to think that you have to get in fire yourself up mode to create anything magical in the world, because you're forgetting about the core function of phase 3, which is co-creation. So you see, like, number one, there's no power, victim mindset. Number two, there is power if only I claim it and I am the only power, like a warrior. Phase three is co-creation. Maybe think of it as more of a magician coming into your life, where grace and spontaneity and visioning start to happen in your life because you're co-creating with a force that's bigger than you. Or maybe co-creating with other people, recognizing there's a force moving through them that is working with you to create the thing, to create a project, to create magic, to create content. And so to move from personal development consciousness to co-creation consciousness, you might want to consider taking more time for silence. After you get yourself out of victim mode, take time for silence and relaxation and peace and writing and see what comes through you. Real content creation, not preconceived or premeditated content creation, not thinking what will the people want that I can give, but instead thinking, what do I have to share that I could just share for days, endlessly, that I just love talking about? Like, this is something that I just love talking about. And this is something that I talk about most frequently with people who aren't my clients and aren't my partners and aren't prospective business people and anything like that. I love talking about how human beings evolve their consciousness. My business happens to be wrapping business strategies around the evolution of consciousness. But still, I'm talking about what I love. And when I talk about what I love, even when it's unscripted, magic comes through. And this is so true for you too. For every human, we have a limitless well of content that can come through us when we're co-creating with a force that's bigger and more beautiful than us. But you can't skip personal development, phase two, to go straight from victim to that. In my experience, you have to energize yourself. You have to activate yourself. You have to empower yourself to believe that it's possible, to believe that you have something to say. And when you're in this co-creation mode, phase three, your business starts to pick up momentum on its own. It starts to do its own thing. It starts to have a nature, a quality of magnetism. Clients and fans and prospects and partners start to be magnetized to the energy of your calling that comes through the words you say in the content you create, the videos you make, the blogs you write, all sorts of stuff. And when this happens, you start to get momentum. And still, you can be a little bit unfulfilled. So when you start to co-create, you can start to get to a place of like, what's next? I could co-create and it's fun, but what's next? Co-creation inherently assumes that you are not this magical force, that there still is some separation. And unfulfillment happens as long as we believe there's a separation between us and the magic. When the magic is outside of you, you feel unfulfilled, because fulfillment is the ultimate carrot of the universe that tells us we're on the right path. The ultimate truth of all of this, that the reason that we're here on earth is to realize and experience and feel and know that there's no separation between you and the essence of magic that brings beautiful things in your life. That there's no separation between me and the love that's coming through me, that it's all me, and that what looks like my borders right now, like the edges of my shirt and my skin, it's all an illusion. It's all absolutely an illusion. And when you fully accept the illusion, then you can create beauty in the world by just being beauty in the world. Phase 4, unity or enlightenment. Create love in the world by just being love in the world. Not co-creating with the master of love, not forcing yourself with a harsh schedule in phase 2 to create love because it's what you're supposed to do or it's a goal you set. And definitely in phase 1, not thinking that you're incapable of love, but just being the love. And knowing that there is no separation between who you really are and love itself. And so I itemize all these out because it's not a journey that, like, when you get to unity, you get to stay there forever. You can get to unity one day by doing a perfect morning routine or a miracle morning, you might have heard it called. And then by the end of the day, you're at unity, you go to bed, you wake up, and you're back in victim mode. It happens to me all the time. It's because every day this is a training, it's a practice, it's a set of principles that you build into your life, it's habits that you build into your life. And how that looks for me, and it might look different for you, you'll have to tweak it. But to go from victim to personal development, I wake up and I get exercise. To go from personal development to co-creation, I meditate and write content. And to go from co-creation to unity or enlightenment, I visualize and consciously trust and have faith in the vision. And then just commit to love. Just commit to love in everything you do. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's way simpler than it sounds. This is all magical. All of this, everything around us, the fact that I could sit under a mango tree and make this video sharing this with you is absolutely magic. Don't forget that that magic is all around you, and in truth, it is you. So have faith to bring your truest love into the world, and remember, no matter how much love you become and give today, tomorrow morning, you're gonna start from scratch and have to build in the right habits to do it all over again. And that's why we're here, my friend. Love yourself, love your habits. I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.